Hey, what's up everyone? It's Trent over at TO's. I was giving you a look here underneath the truck. 53 Chevy shop truck. And one of the toughest projects I thought I might encounter is this exhaust. I ended up running stainless steel, some 304 stainless, right off the headers, which are also stainless. And so I bought some parts. I'll have some pictures that kind of show them all laid out, how I started, and then I'll just kind of go over this and show you how it all came together. But first of all, you can see how I ran it, just straight off the headers. And then I went underneath the transmission output flange there, because I had enough space. And I wanted to have the cutouts maybe right behind the cab, which is actually farther back, but with that fuel tank there in the way, I had to turn it. And so I decided to turn it, like I said, right there under the output shaft. I also didn't put an H pipe or a X pipe in. I determined I'd like to hear how it runs without that. I can always go back and add something later, which will be a little more welding, but for now I'm running it like this. You can see the Y pipe there for the cutouts, so they end up being pretty much underneath the seat or under where your feet go. There's the electric cutouts. I end up using QTP. And here's a look kind of from behind the engine. Where the fuel tank is kind of forces the routing. And one of the things that made me nervous about this was the stainless welding with a TIG machine, and I had never done that. So here's my very first weld on the part. My very first weld on a practice part looked way worse, so I'm happy with that. This one looks terrible, but there was a giant gap. Then I put a V-band clamp in there, so I welded 2 flanges in. The Y pipe was already made that way. There's a weld under that clamp. That clamp is only there to hold a hanger. That's how I am hanging it for right now. This is a split where I can take it apart. Intended split. The other side is very similar. It's got the 3-bolt flange with a ball and socket. So I'm hoping that will seal well. There's some more hangers that are painted black, so you can't see them that well. And the clamp there is just to give the hanger something to hang on to. And I could do a different hanger, and I might at some point, but for now, that's how I want to run it. I also want to be able to take these Spin Tech mufflers on and off if I decide I want to switch to a different muffler, so they're clamped forward and aft to that. There's the axle hump there. Here's some more welds that I was trying to get a little bit better on. So you can kind of see them. I use a Sharpie a lot. Kind of mock it into place and then tack it. I'll point out this spot is where I went from 2.5 inch pipe to 3 inch, and so there it is, then turning another clamp. There's actually a weld underneath that, but clamp to have a hanger, and then out the exit. And from the back, this is exactly what I was going for, is a larger 3 inch exhaust from the axle back. So really happy with that. and it's pretty sturdy, but I can still adjust it if I see it being a little out of balance. And there's my big welding bottle. I bought or rented a giant argon bottle for this whole welding project. I knew it would be a big project. And I was not going to need it forever, just for this thing, and then I'll go back to my small bottle. So you can see what I was using, this LTP DC 2000D is the model on that Lotus 3-in-1. It does TIG, stick, and plasma cutting. There's the wire I was using, 1/16 stainless, and it's ER 308 and 308L. So that worked great. Going to that thinner filler rod helped. Running the gas at like 10 CFM. I had started at say around 20 CFM, and it was blowing the gas around so much that it was tough to get a good weld. So by turning that down to 10 CFM, that really improved my stainless welds on that thin tube. And then I was using about 40 amps, and of course cleaning it as well as I could, but running that 1/16 ER 308/308L filler rod, so pretty thin rod. So that ended up working out really well, and I learned a lot trying to learn how to weld this stainless on this exhaust. Anyway, that's the finished product. I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and I'll be better next time, hopefully. Thanks for watching. We'll get you another update soon.